If I ask you like who is according to the Bible, what race of people, what is the ethnic background? You know who he is?
Black man.
He's our
Black man, yeah.
you
The
could
race.
put the mic on then talk. You'll be what kind of people are black man? Alright. So dark car black, right? So what you're saying is we and dark car is the same thing? So black is just a color, right? Chinese man, whoever call himself a fair man, but they have fair skin, right? They will all say the referring to the word of nationality is, right? An Indian man will call himself a Indian, right? So people will always revert back to what the nationality is. We people just call ourselves a color. Your beard black, your back umbrella black, right? What you call? What is the color of your skin?
You better go see eyes red and Trini.
Right, but it's a brown skin man, right?
Yeah, bro, see.
Right. So then how we could call ourselves black if we is different shades of brown? That is why during slavery and things they used to call we were colored people. They had different shades. Might be fair skin, a little darker, might be dark skin, some might just be plain out brown. You understand? It's, you can see this, watch and see the brown in them. Right? So they call it colored, but it's different colors, different shades of brown, right? So it's they are colored people, right? But what they tell we now that we is a black man. But when you look up the meaning of the word black, you'll see it's a disgrace, it's a disgusting color. If food black, you don't eat it. They show it away. If you're patching a little nuts or something like that, and your nuts burn, you don't eat it. They get black. You understand? It's not eatable again. It's something you throw away because there are no nutrients in it again to feed the body. So you throw it away. So what people will do, they will tell you that we black. But when you go and look up the real meaning of black, you'll see it's a disgrace to be called black. You understand? But we that is all we know. I is a black man. Right? So if you watch Yadi first, right? And numbers one and yeah. Right? So if it is you watch at Bob Marley, what kind of person you'll say he is? What race of people you'll say he is?
Mix.
Mixed,
White and black.
white and black.
Yeah.
Alright. Show me for us.
Right, so this is the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of names from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
Right, so bring it over again.
It says Numbers 1 and 18 and says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
Read it. Right? So it's showing you here, right? Now let's see it on us, right? And whilst you're reading it, you will just
Right.
see it.
And they assembled all the congregation together
Assemble all Israel together, right? Continue. Read it slow and I will break it down to you.
on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees.
They declare their pedigrees, right? So it's showing you to come together and you have to identify who is your father. You can't just, back in days, you couldn't just come around Israel just so. So like a woman have a child and an outside child, whatever it is. These things didn't used to be part of we culture, right? You have a husband, everybody know this man is an Israelite. He's an Israelite woman, that is how you get married, right? You're married to your nation of people, right? There's no mix. If you notice something, the Indians and them mentioned that here, they always tell you about if it is the married outside the race, they just get cut off from the heritage. You hear about that already, right?
Yeah.
Right. That is something not from in this time, but it was from back then, and it handed down through generations, right? Where they used to marry outside of your nation of people, meaning the Indians married the Indians, the Chinese married amongst the people, right? Now it's nothing for these other nations and them could mingle and do what them want to do. But we people, the Most I say is our holy people, and we will get that faith just now, right? So finish off this. Holy means set apart. You can't set something apart. So like if you you go on a job site, everybody rests in the bag there. But you know, you spend about $1,000 for your bag and you have valuable thing in it. You ain't going to put it where everybody thing is, right?
Nah.
Right? Because your thing have value. Anybody buying a little $10, $15 bag for the thing and doing thing, right? Your things have value, so you set it apart. You ain't going to put it where everybody thing is, right? Continue.
After their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the
Right? So you go by your father. The male carry the seed. Right? So if I go with a woman, a Israelite woman, say a dark skinned woman, right? One of we own people, right? And I lay down with she, we do what we supposed to do, right? What type of child going to come out? A child that is of my nation of people, right? If I go and mix with some kind of a Chinese or Indian or a white person, right? That is weak in your race, right? If you notice, so-called Douglas people, they're always sicky and thing because, you understand, it's two different genes you're putting together, right? The most against them thing, right? So, they tell you all to get Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6, right? We are holy and special people. Something that's special, they don't mix it with other things because you're going to contaminate it, right? So, that's why the most I tell we have to be set apart from these other nations and that, right? When you look at Bob Marley's father, you'll see father is a white man, right? So therefore, Bob Marley is a white man. Look dark skin. He's a white man. You understand? So that's why the scripture tell you don't mix with these nations and they tell you about a confusion of faces. When you look at him, you go say he's a black man, but not knowing he's a white man. You understand? The male carry the seed. If I take a mango seed from Trinidad and go in China and plant it, I go and get a Chinese mango tree or I go and get a mango tree. That same mango tree, no matter where it come from, right? Because we getting food from these other nations and then no matter where it is, if it's a grape, it's a grape. You can't say, well, these are Japanese grapes. They're not like Japanese grapes. Our grapes are grapes. Right? You have to call it as it is. What man do they tell you about we use and mix this and mix that? When you read the Bible, you realize that the seed come from the man. You can't take a tomato seed and plant it in the ground and get grapes. Not because it has a similar shape, you understand? So what I'm trying to show you is that you is the seed from your father. Wherever your father is, that's where the child is. If a so-called black woman go and lay down with a Chinese man, when the child come out of she, it will be a Chinese child. Not a mixed child. There is nothing as mixed. Wherever it have a manure, it have different, it have red soil, it have sand, it have where that is just the soil that helping bring forth whatever you put into it, right? But the seed itself is the source of what
Genetics.
yeah, genetics, what gene going and come out of it, right? So you're going by the gene itself, the gene pool itself, right? And the gene going and come from who? The father, right? So you is what your father is, not what your mother is. Your mother is your mother. You can't change that, right? But you come from your father. You understand that point, right?
Yeah.
Right. So read Deuteronomy 7 and verse.
It says Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6, For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right? So it's saying here, for thou art an holy people. Holy means they are set apart people. That's what the Bible is saying, right? But the Bible is written in parables, so the other nations can read it and understand, because that is we book. How we just talk, a man go there, we go swing on that thing later, but we go and eat our food. A man thinking, that person or a Chinese man thinking, probably they're going and eat out later. But not knowing, saying you go and eat our food, it could be our job. And we go and eat our food later. It could be, you understand? That's how we just speak. You understand? So we just speak in, like twang. Then people won't be able to understand how we speaking, right? But we go understand one another, right? So that's why I say, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. So we, to the Most High, is a special and particular people. He make we different from all other nations of people. The other nations and them, if they was in slavery, them couldn't survive slavery. Because we seen here today, right? As a white man going through a little pressure, what he does do? He going mad, he going on school shooting in America. We know all kind of different nonsense, right? They can't take pressure, right? But what's the amount of pressure that we people had was to go through and still going through today? It take a special person to go through trials and tribulation and still come out on the end with a strong mind. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah? Not everybody could do that, right? It making sense?
Yes.
Right. The Lord thy God have chosen thee. So the Most High, out of all the 18 different nations, he chose Israel, right? Unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So we above everybody else that on the earth, right? But how we people living right now? We above, meaning how the high paying jobs, owning businesses, and we doing them thing. We living in the rich areas and then we living in what, the ghettos, right?
Yeah.
Suffering, right? We are the poor paying, the low paying jobs. Not so?
Yeah.
Right, so the Most I tell we, if it is we obey his commandments, right? He going on, give me 1 John 5 and 3. The Most I tell we that if we obey his commandments, that is how to love him. And if you love God, you're going on listen and obey. It is easy to do, right? But if it is you're not listening, you're going on place curses on Israelites. Right? Now we will see if these curses and them fit everybody as what we're going to just now. Right? We're bringing this up.
And so this is 1 John 5 and verse 3.
So I will show you it while see things so you can see well in the Bible, right? It's 1 John 5 and verse 3.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Right? So most I say, for this is the love of God, meaning this is how to love God. So a man go tell somebody, oh, this is my wife, I really love my wife. Right? But when you reach home, there's a slap in she face. You'll go and do something and talking to she like she's a dog. Right? How that is love? When you love something, you just do what? You just take care of it, right? You go all out for what it is you love, right? So that's why a man just get up and go to work. Because you have a wife, you have children home, so you have to see about them, right? Right. So it's the same way the Heavenly Father is, right? He loved the nation of Israel, so he take care of the nation of Israel. But as a father does when he loves his children, when a child do something wrong, what a father duty is? To do what? To correct the child, right? Right. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. It's not hard to do. Right? But how hard it is to stop eat pork? How hard it is to stop eat shrimp, crab and lobster and all these kind of different things that that will get you sick if you eat it. These things is bottom feeders. Pork, eating anything, they'll eat our next pig and all too. Right? The Most I tell we don't yourself touch these things. Right? But we now find, well, the other nations eating it and it looking good. When the rules that what's the flavor and this and that. So going and eating what them eating, not knowing the Most I make we special. We don't itself have the stomach itself can itself digest plenty of the things with these other people and eating. You notice every nation of people have their own particular food, like Chinese food, Indian food. When you go in certain malls, you see different type of food and then selling. Right, that is for them. When we eat that, what is happening to you? You get sick, right? You understand? Your body, you start up on weight. This start to go bad, that start to go bad. Because why? We're not the same people. You're not supposed to be eating what them eating. Them could eat anything on the face of the earth. Them come like garbage disposal, just like a bottom feeder in the sea. Them the things that them eating does make we people get sick. You understand? And when them eat what we eating, that can't satisfy them, because if you watch something the white man like to eat, he meat out.
Rare.
Rare and raw, eh?
Bloody, yeah.
Right. If you would take up a bloody piece of meat and eat it, that's gonna make you feel how you vomit because your stomach can't digest that, right? But them will eat it and be normal. Do you understand what I'm showing you? God make we different from these people and them, right? Then you go say, but we all human, we all bleeding red. But ain't a pig bleeding red? And when you catch a fish, the fish bleeding red too, eh?
Yeah.
So then you and a fish is the same thing. So if a man who have a fish here and who have you at gunpoint here and he say, tell me which one to save. Save the man or save the fish? And a man say, but remember the fish bleeding red too and give him a chance. You understand what I say? It don't make sense. We have more value than them things. Right? So then we have to hold ourselves at what? At a higher. You understand what I'm saying? So then therefore now, you can't go and break the commandments of God and say that we is a man of God. Or we love God. For God telling you here, if you love me, keep my commandments. Right? So we go to Deuteronomy 1 and verse 1.
Right, so it's Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. Right? So it says, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Unto all who?
Unto all Israel.
Right, so it's saying, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel on this side Jordan, right? So the word Moses, we know he was a prophet, right? Right, going out there and teaching the word of God, right? You know, you're familiar with Moses, right? What Moses known for?
Commandments.
And what else, like, you know, like he...
Breaking it on them to the sin on them.
Right, Moses was known for parting the Red Sea, right?
Yeah.
And leading the children of Israel through the sea, right? Right, so go to Deuteronomy 28 and start at verse 1.
It is Deuteronomy
You want to
chapter.
see, well, who is the Israelites? First, before you get that, you could hold Deuteronomy 28 and 1. You get Romans 11 and 1 first. Right? Because plenty people say now that the Israelites was back then. God was dealing with them back then. That was he people back then. Right? They will say that, oh, you can, well, how it, since that time, since Christ died, everybody that done away with. Right? That's what people like to say, right? Church, a lot of church people will say that was back then, now that done away with, right? But let we see if the Mosai say, but the Mosai say that he don't change, right? But the man will say, yeah, God change and God this or whatever it is. If God himself say he don't change, we can change his words into something else that he didn't say, right? Right. So he bring us out.
These Romans 11 and verse 1. I say then, had God cast away his people,
Had God cast away what?
his people, God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Right, so he says, I say then, had God cast away his people, meaning did God do away with the nation of Israel? And by God said, he don't change. So if he choose Israel from the beginning, right, he will not do away with them. He will punish them for doing something wrong. They come like you, if you is a father, right, you have a child, you might be vexed with the child. If you and the mother living apart, you tell she, well, let him stay there for you by a week or 2 weeks or whatever it is to put punishment on the child. You understand what I'm saying? But you ain't going to say that is not my child again because he did something wrong. You understand? You punish the child. If it is, you know, he have certain things that he don't really have by the mother, that he, you know, he glad to show all his friends that my father had this for me, my father buy that. I'm my own room, I had this and that. You know, privilege are wrong, you know. Right? So what you go do, you go punish the child and then take away the things that just make him comfortable as a further punishment. So he now will realize that I get punished from my mother, I get punished from my father. And the things that used to bring me joy, make me feel comfortable, now I don't have it no more. You understand? Because why? Because I went off. My father tell me what to do and I keep doing nonsense, so I no longer have that privilege again. And in order to get it back, I had to come back to the person that I was before when he gave me certain privilege. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is what the Mosai do to the nation of Israel. Didn't do away with it, right? As it says. I said then, had God cast away his people, did he do away with his people? God forbid, meaning no. Right? For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham from the tribe of Benjamin. God had not cast away his people which he foreknew. Meaning the Mosai created all 18 nations and them. And before he himself created these nations and them, you know, I want this one here. This is my chosen people. You understand what I'm saying? They come like say you're having a party by your house, but you like a particular beverage. You ain't get peers yet, right? You know, they just keep a little something home. I know birthday celebration, nothing like that, right? Because the Most High in the Bible, you realize that Israelites don't celebrate these things. But you know, like they keep a family gathering or whatever it is, so you know, to know who is the grandchildren, know who is this one, know who is that one. So before you keep the gathering, you don't know here going on. I like to drink Courvoisier. I'm just saying, right? That your particular drink. So before the event even come up, you know what it is you want to drink, and then you buy other drinks now. That is for other people, right? But your particular drink, that is for you. That is not to share with nobody else. You understand what I'm telling you? So the Most High now know that he going and create 18 nations of people, and you know this is like unto himself. So he said how he make me in his likeness and image. Right? Don't study them, right? Them is just a distraction when you were going out. All kind of things will happen to distract you, right? Just like in churches, pastor talking nonsense and distractions. Right? So don't study them thing, right? But this more important than what them are doing. Right? So the Most High created his people, which is the nation of Israel, right? You see all throughout the Bible. Get Matthew whole lot and get Matthew 15 verse 24 for me. I'll get it, right? Right, so say God had not cast away his people which he foreknew. Right? So he didn't do away with the people, right? So this is Matthew 15 verse 24. Even Christ and all saved. I say, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? So God didn't do away with his people. He realized, not realized, the Most High knew Israel would go off. Right? So the Most High put we through different slavery and different form of punishment, right? And he know for Israel to be saved, he had also sent his son, so that through your well, people will say his name is Jesus, but in Hebrew his name is Yahweh Shai. Right? So he sent his son back so that he could die to give Israel repentance. Right? Because Mosai was not accepting no more animal sacrifice. Because you know when a man sin long time, he started to go and get a calf or get a lamb or something and make a sacrifice, right? So the Mosai was not accepting no more lamb sacrifice, no more animal sacrifice, right? So that's why he sent his son to be the ultimate sacrifice for the nation of Israel. Right? He didn't do that for no other nation of people. When you look at the things that people telling you in our church, right? If you really sit down and read the Bible for yourself, you'll realize that, but wait now, how come Jesus was only sent to the Israelites? How come Jesus only teach amongst the Israelites? How come he didn't go to nobody else? If he come to spread the word, understand what I'm saying, right? If he come to spread the word, why he not going and teaching Chinese man across it? How come he only staying with the people and not look and come from him? You understand? It making sense for a pastor to be telling everybody come in our church, Chinese, Hindu, this, that, whatever it is, and the Most High not dealing with them people. And that making sense? What makes sense? Not he teach the people that Christ was, but we supposed to be Christ-like, right? And do what Christ do, right? So why not follow and do the same thing what Christ was doing? Because Christ never went to the other nations to teach them, right? So he's a Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? So we people and the other nations do not mix. If you notice something, they will put we in the lowest paying jobs. We living in the ghetto. When you go for a loan, is one set of things you have to get, right? And yet still, if you go for a loan at 30,000, you can't get it. They tell you you're going, the most we can get is 5. With 5, you can just start to do nothing. It's 30 you need. You need more than that, you know. But you say that's free, probably rest on the side. And still borrow at 30. You know you could pay back within all 2-3 years, right? They don't themselves give you that. But you know what they're going to do? They'll take a loan and they'll give the friend and them people a proper loan, right? But we people is nothing to them. We is the only race of people that want to be friends with these people and them do like we at all. You understand? Because each other nation know we separated from them. we's not the same as them, right?
Physically, mentally,
Every way, in every way.
come in here, let's get no bad right.
All right, no problem. Pause. Right, so you know what? How we forefathers come to Trinidad here and get scattered around the world? Like what form of transport?
Slave trade.
Slave, huh?
Slave trade.
Yeah, but slave trade, yeah, but like what form of transport they use to get?
Goods.
Huh?
Goods.
Boats, right? You believe that in the Bible? You ever see that in the Bible? But you believe it could be in the Bible? Okay? Alright. You can just hold it with, when you answer, it just dies off.
Alright.
Alright. So this is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, right? So Moses say, and it shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken, if you listen, right? Diligently to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments which I command thee this day. That the Lord thy God shall set thee on high above all nations. So if you listen to the word of God, you're going to put we above. Meaning we that own all them buildings, we that have the business, we that be in control, right? Right, so if it is we listen, we'll be in control. Right, so when you go down to verse 15 now, it's telling you Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass if thou will not hearken, if you wouldn't listen, right? So first he's showing you, if it is we listen, what we going to get? To rule over every other nation, we go be above. But you see now that we under these other people, right? So that means we didn't listen, right? But it shall come to pass if thou will hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments which I command thee this day. To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. That all these curses, remember we were talking about a curse earlier on, right? Curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, right? So a curse is something that you're going to physically go through like you're physically going through hard time. All them things are curse, right? Right. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. Are we living in the cities right now? Like comfortable, good,
Divided.
and like what kind of condition you would see them?
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy, right?
To the air. Air polluted in the city.
I mean, like we are the lowest at our jobs, we struggling, catching we things just to make ends meet. We barely see about it, and that's the kind of conditions we live in, right? So which means we didn't keep the first thing the Most I say to do, which is keep the commandments, right? I mean, we break it, so he show we in Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 to 14, if we keep it, how we gonna be above everybody else. But if it is we do keep it from 15 on down, he going to put we under these other nations and right? So this is some of the things that we just go through, right? Right, so this is verse 40. I'll start at 46, right? And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder upon thy seed forever. If you watch We Children and them, you realize that We Children curse. Now we seen a few of them when I'm playing football and playing sports, right? Which is something still good, right? But how majority of the youths living right now? We are nation of people. They wanna be in badness, they wanna, girls and them at a young age. They're getting caught up in having children at a young age, it's gang, it's all kind of foolishness we people in, right?
You break no children, you break marriage and family and what?
Yeah, so that's why they tell you that here, right? They tell you that and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder. and thy seed. Remember I show you just now the children is your seed, right? They come from the body of you, right? The man, right? So he's showing you that these curses go and fall upon a particular people. Now if you watch in UE, you're mostly like Indians, you see all these these are people and them in these high places and them being well educated. When you look on the block, you go in the ghettos, you only see who? You only see we people in the ghettos, churning on the block, smoking our weed. They're up in a corner, so they want to rub some. That is a curse, right? And all what they're doing, they still can't make it in society out there, right? Because you're getting racially profile and all to that. If you're living in a certain area, you can't go for certain jobs. You can't do.
Yeah, just.
You understand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
last name.
Yeah, just right. So you can't go for certain jobs. You can't do certain things because your profile different, right? But to show you with these other nations and them, that do happen to them. Even if they're living in a bad area, they can still get you to a proper job. They can still get a proper loan, right? But we people now, so long as we living in certain places, that's shutting we down. We can't get nothing at all, right? Because we live. Now, this is one of the things that we people, you tell me who this concern, right? Deuteronomy 28 and verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother. Who have an evil eye towards one another? We people, right? And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave. If you notice something, these other nations, we're not saying that they're going to leave the children, but not on the scale as how we does do it. You understand? You'll see a so-called black man have about 5, 6 different baby mothers, and he ain't seen about none of them. Right? That's a curse that the Most High put on the Israelite people and them, right? And to the remnant of his children which shall leave, so that he will not give any of them of the flesh, meaning he own children and them, of his children whom he shall eat, because he had nothing left. Right? So most of these people and them, you'll see the drinking, the running down woman, the doing all manner of foolishness with the money, right? And then now when they have children now, they have nothing to give the children and them. If you notice the Indians and them, they also have a big house, a big car thing, whatever, right? They could get the children something. You understand? They buy a house for the children and them. We can instead buy a proper bed to put your child to sleep on. You understand?
New generation well.
No, right, no generational wealth, right? And that is a perfect way to break it down, right? So, even the women and all too, right? You jump down to verse 56. Deuteronomy 28 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would long time, women used to be more, kind and more loving and thing, right? How women is today?
Aggressive, the one of cuss man, the one of fight with man, the dressing inappropriate, the putting of makeup on her face, weed.
Right? So that's why it's now in verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground. Right? They were so delicate long time. The woman was so pure. Right? They tell her this running about from this man, that man, all this sort of foolishness long time. Right? A woman know she have a husband. She's a housewife, she stay at home, prepare the meals, fix up the place, do whatever it is so that she husband and the children and them could have a better and a comfortable life at home, right? Right. So Slovakia. Set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Her eye shall be evil towards her husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter. Now you see the mothers and them now they leaving the home. They wanted to cook, clean, wash, do nothing at all. Right? At a young age. They try not to learn to fend for themselves at a young age because why mommy don't want to do nothing. Mommy out on the block, talking once in that nonsense with them girls and them out the road. Right? Each part I live in, you seen it, right?
Lyman whole night.
Whole night, right? Lyman whole night, as you say, right? Only talking once that nonsense, running on this man, that man, working at different things, bringing sickness back to the home. Right?
Spiritual sickness.
Spiritual and physical and all, right?
Yeah.
But they're going out to this person, that person, sleeping out, you know, all manner of foolishness, right?
The surrounding energy.
Exactly. Now
People are not bringing the energy along with you.
And you need to realize something. You see the other nations, well, we mostly, Trinidad is mostly well, Indian and so-called Negroes, right? Which is we people and Indians, right? You will see the Spanish, you will see the different set of people here, right? But if you watch something, we women more doing these manner of foolishness, right? Than you'll see the other nations doing it. If them going anyway, they go with their husband. You'll see them going out at a party or something, husband and wife going and doing whatever they're doing, right? So it's showing you that on the Israelites, this is what you'll see the Israelite people are them doing, right? Then you go down to verse 64, right? And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. As you were saying earlier on and on, right? The different religion, what we didn't really know about. You know, if you notice something in all the churches, is mostly we people going and running to church, running here, behind a pastor, and doing all them kind of different craziness, right? When you go to these scriptures, you don't find nothing about Jehovah, wickedness, Christianity. What's the religion you say? There was
Roman Catholic.
Roman Catholic, Roman Catholic. You don't see Hinduism, you don't see none of them thing, right? Them thing is religion of man. So what it's showing you here is that most I tell we go in and scatter we amongst these other nations and them. How we go and scatter we? By slavery. Meaning these nations and them go half in captivity. And as you say earlier on, what they're going on do we how we get serve the religion is out. From Kandu, right? Right. So that is exactly what they do to we nation of people. Take away we God, take away we heritage, take away the things that we used to do. You understand how we serve we God? You know, a man used to, you know, have respect for yourself, have respect for your wife, have respect for the neighbor, have respect for everybody. Now, all that gone, right? Now a man seeing a man wife, now he going behind a man wife. You have no respect, right? Now, they give you religion, right? Which is they talk about, and yeah, thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. We didn't know about this religion and that religion and all that sort of nonsense, right? All we know was to worship the Most High. Exactly how the forefathers used to do it. Go straight back, right? But now, since they have in captivity, they introduce we to Hinduism, Buddhism with them Chinese. Now we following Catholic, Baptist, we this, we that. But if we supposed to be Christ-like, you will see Christ never follow no religion. You understand? They didn't have religion back then.
And then it had no truth image of Christ. So when you go in different churches, they see
Revelation 1 verse 4.
they see a different face. Each different, like Christianity, Anglican, Presbyterian, Catholic, you know.
Right? But we go adjust that. So just hold that point and I go adjust that, right? I just want to finish this here, right? 28 and verse, we'll go to verse 68. Now you'll tell me what type of people went through this, right? Now this whole Deuteronomy 28 talking about the Israelites. If they keep the commandments of God, God will put them above. If they break the commandments of God, He will put them under everybody else, right? This is Israelites, right? This is verse 28. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. We get full Exodus 2 and verse 27. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So you're going to bring me into slavery. Egypt was When we was in Egypt, we was in what? In bondage, right? Right. So that is why the Bible has referred to Egypt as a place of bondage, a place of hardship that the Israelites and them was in and went through captivity, right? The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I speak unto thee, meaning exactly how I tell you to go in and go into slavery. The way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So we won't see the homeland again, right? And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, meaning slave man, and bondwomen, slave women, and no man shall buy you. Who it is you know went through this? So-called Africans, right? Right. So if it is, they would say we people went through that, or the other nations of people went through that.
Say all races get enslaved, yeah, but
Who went through slavery on ships? We people, right? Now without other people went through things what they call in slavery, meaning them like indentions, like you know when Indians come to Trinidad here, right? Them volunteer to come here. Them was not no slaves.
yeah, they get paid and they get
They
land.
get pay money, they get land, they get this. That's why them living above with other head start.
That's different.
Right?
And plus too, that's a good point. The thing, in indentured leadership, you had promises too, you know. So like you see, like how them come to work here, right? Them would have promised all them land and things, so them have generational wealth, you know. So, yeah.
Right? So it's showing you that one particular people went through slavery. Not every nation of people went through slavery. Chinese wasn't in slavery. Japanese wasn't in slavery. White man, you understand? All these different people are there. Right? How people say, you know, the Indians in Trinidad, them wasn't, that's not slavery. Them voluntarily come here to work for a certain wage. It was a little under the wage that they're supposed to work for, but they were still working for money.
They tell them 50 cents in India, when they reach they get 20 cents.
Yeah, they get 20 cents or they'll get 50, right? But they still work for money and they willingly come and work for it. No man ain't willingly go and put himself in slavery. You understand? We people was captured. The slaves and them was Israelites that was captured and put into slavery on slave ships, right? So what I'm trying to show is, if it is, as you say, we people, right, come down here on slave ships. If it is Israelites was only slave ships, right? And we descend from, the Israelites had children, and then children and children and children, and we come about, right, from them, from that lineage. Who would that make we as a nation of people? What? Israelites, right? Right, so that is exactly what the Bible tells me. We is the Israelites and them. But we alone could identify with the slaves and them that come down here on slave ships. Right? But we forefathers was on the slave ships and them, and we descend from these people and them. That would make we the Israelites of the Bible, right? Because we alone could read this Bible and understand, because written for Israelites by the Israelites, right? And as you say, nobody don't know what Christ looking like, right? That's what you say just now, right? That's the next point, so we go address that.
It's Revelation 1 and verse 1, right? Yeah. So it says, the revelation of Yahushua Mashiach, which God gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he went and signified it by his angel unto his servant John.
So read it back from the beginning.
So it says, the revelation of Yahushua Mashiach,
Right, so revealing. Revelation means to reveal. Right? Like if it is a man, he has something that nobody don't know. Right? And he do bring it out on like a car park up in the garage and nobody don't know because the garage door down. So people to know what he have in the garage, he had to open it and reveal what in the garage, right? I can be on work and a man have a lunch bag and know what in that lunch bag. Unless he open it and it reveal now that alright, he might have a sandwich. He might have fruits or whatever it is inside it. I could guess and maybe try to understand, maybe come up with an idea what it is he have. But when it revealed, then I understand and can see exactly what it is. You understand what I'm saying, right? Right, so that's what the scripture is showing us. Bring this again from top.
Like Revelation 1 and verse 1. The revelation of the Yahushua Mashiach, which God gave unto him to
Right,
shew.
so the revelation of Jesus, right? So revealing what Jesus looked like, right? So it's revealing Jesus, right? Belong to verse 4.
Right, so Revelation 1 and verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the
When you
foot.
when you see it say in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, you see 7 churches in Asia, right?
Right? And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment.
So who is referred to in the scriptures as the Son of Man? Right. Christ, right? Right. Continue.
Clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about with paps and a golden girdle.
Right, so he had a golden girdle on, right? Because long time they used to do what? They used to trust you a mount or sword, right? One night, right? So you had on a girdle to protect you, so you can't get stabbed and anything, right?
Right. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Who have woolly hair? Guns. Right? We type of people, right?
Right? As white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, so you're telling you that he had white and woolly hair. White is just the color, wool is the texture here. We have woolly hair. Woolly hair means nappy hair, right? We hair does rise up towards face the sun, right? These are the nations, and then the hair does just lie down on them, like like our dog hair just drop down. But we have that show you everything about we is of life. These other nations and them, they don't represent nothing. Most I not dealing with these nations and them. That's why you'll see the hair type, everything look different to what the scripture would say, what Jesus looked like, right? So just bring it over one more time.
So it says, his heads and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right, so he had red eyes, meaning he used to drink a lot of wine, right? When we drink wine, what color we eye does turn to? Blood red. Blood red, right? So it's describing who Christ is, right? When they show you this picture, who they say Christ is, it don't look nothing like what it is we're reading here, right? No way. Right? Continue reading.
Right.
And let we see who Christ really is according to the scripture. Continue reading, please.
Right? And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they had burnt in a furnace.
Brass is what color? Brown. Brown, right? So remember when you see pictures of this so-called Jesus, he a so-called white man, right? Yeah. But how the Bible describes him here, it's like what we would call today a black man, right? Continue.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they have burnt in a furnace.
Right, so he was real dark.
And black, if you see.
Yeah, like when you like
burnt in a furnace, you just think it look black.
Right, so what they're showing here is that Christ was a so-called black man, right? So he looked just like who?
Us.
Like us, right? Because remember Christ say Moses say he make man in his likeness and image, right? When he was saying that he was talking to one particular nation of people, right? As reading Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6, a holy people unto himself, right? So he make we like himself, you understand? A representation of himself.